My Dandavat pranams to everybody. Hare Krishna, welcome. Welcome to another reading of Jaiva Dharma. And today is Saturday, the 3rd of August, 2024. So we'll have a bhajan and then we'll continue our reading. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja O Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari O Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari O Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai, Nityananda Rai, Jaya Nityananda Rai. Oh Nitai Hey, Nitai Hey, Nitai Hey, oh Nitai Hey, Nitai Hey, Nitai Hey, Nitai Hey. Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari. Gaura Hey, 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 Gaura Hey. Oh Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha. Govinda Radha, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Oh Radhe, 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 Radhe. Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Ganhabika Giridhari Radha Govinda Ju Ki Jai Nityananda Rai Ki Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hari Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Jagat Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tadasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Paramahamsa Mahabhagavat Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Saptam Goswami Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Srila Baladevi Dibhushan Gaudi Vedantacharya Ki Jai Jai Srila Vishnath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Treya Ki Jai Jai Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Shri Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Baladasa Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu's Ki Jai Arupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Swarup Damodar Rai Ramananda Gaura Parsada Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Siga Hosi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Karadhar Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Antadvip, Mayapur, Simantadvip, Gautranadvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janadvip, Modamdvip, Rudradvip, Atmaka Navadvip, Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha, Krishna, Gopa, Gopi, Govardhan, Dwadasavar, Matmika, Shri Brajamandal Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kun, Shamakun, Ganga Jamuni Devi, Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Brinda Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Shrimati Yogamaya Purnamasi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ki Jai. Ketra Mandal Ki Jai. Sarava Bignath Vinasakari Sinu Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabha Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Charidam Ki Jai. Chari Sampradaya Ki Jai. Chari Acharya Ki Jai. Akadamat Raj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Shri Keshav Ji Gaudiya Mat Ki Jai, Shri Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Omagina Timirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarabhaktaya Namo Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shnapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Shwapadantikam Priya Swarupe Dayata Swarupe Prema Swarupe Sahaj Virupe Nijana Rupe Prabhueka Rupe Tatana Rupe Swavilasa Rupe Anapita Chirim Chirat Kuruna Varteno Kala Samarpaitam Unnata Ujvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dudikatam Vasadapita Sada Hridare Kandare Spudatu Vasachinandanaha Yam Pravajantam Anapetyam Apeti Krityam Dvaipaino Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putre Titam Mayatayo Taravu Vinedustam Sarvabhutam Hridim Munimanatoshmi Bhaktiya Vihina Aparar Lakshay Shiptascha Karmadi Tarangamadye Kripa Mahitvam Sharanam Prapana Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Vajami Radam Aravinda Netram Smarami Radam Madhurashmitasyam Vadami Radam Karuna Varadram Tato Mamanasti Kutina Kapi Tabai Vasmi Najivami Tvaivina Iti Vignaya Radhe Tvam Nayamam Charantikam. I'm first of all offering millions and millions of Dandava pranams unto the lotus feet of our most beloved Gurudev Nitya Leela Pravishta Om. Astotaras Darashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I'm offering the same again millions of times to our most beloved Namo Nitya Leela Pravishta Om. Astotaras Darashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And again to our dearmost Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gauda Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate, and all our illustrious Rupanuga Guru Varga and all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord, my Dandavat pranams to all of you. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Bhavnibhyo Vaishnavi Namo Namaha. So, coming to our Shruti. On page 831. Jaiva Dhamma Patishe Shura Bhakti Hoy Jaiva Dhamma Napadile Kavi Bhakti Noy. One who reads Jaiva Dhamma with faithful deliberation will surely attain Shura Bhakti. But one who does not read Jaiva Dhamma can never attain Bhakti. That's how powerful this scripture is. Rupanuga Abhiman Pate Trita Hoy Jaiva Dhamma Vimukha Ke Dharma Hine Koi. Faithfully reading Jaiva Dhamma will surely strengthen one's Abhiman as a Rupanuga, a follower of Rupa Goswami. One who is averse to reading Jaiva Dhamma is certainly devoid of religious principles. So we are Rupanuga and Raganuga, following the Ragatmikas. This is our identity. Yavajivane je pate Jaiva Dharma Bhaktiman se jana brita jnana karma. One who faithfully reads Jaiva Dhamma throughout his entire life will be endowed with bhakti and will surely realize the futility of jnana and karma. When the sweetness of bhakti devotion arises in the heart, all else fades away in insignificance, and the connection becomes so relishable and tasty that nothing else has our attention, not jnana or karma. Krishna Ramala Seva Labi Sainara Seva Sukhe Magnara Sada Krishna Para. Such a man, being fully devoted to Sri Sri Radha Krishna Yugal Kishore, and having attained their Amal Prem Seva, remains forever merged in the bliss of such immaculate, loving service. Yes, this is the fruit, the Phal Shruti. This is the final fruit, remaining merged in that immaculate, loving service. So we're coming again to our chapter 35, and we're going to hear about the Udbasharis. So practically all of these bhavs and moods that we've been describing are all descriptions of the Sakhi's moods. There's descriptions of Krishna as the Vishaya of those moods, but the moods are contained within the Ashraya. These moods from the Ashraya are pouring towards Krishna, and Krishna is reciprocating with those moods. Krishna's completely controlled by the immensity of the love of the gopis. Because the gopis' prem is so intense for Krishna. Actually, the gopis' prem is much higher than Krishna. Krishna's prem reaches the stage called Mahabhav. We'll hear something of that today. And in the stage of Mahabhav, beyond Mahabhav, there's two higher stages that the gopis experience. There's Rudha and Adiruddha. These stages, the gopis, actually some of the gopis experience this, but the Adiruddha is practically exclusively Radhika's mood. Because if we imagine Shakti Tattva, like the sun planet, surrounded by its effulgence. The effulgence is the Shakti. Krishna, Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman. So that sun planet is completely surrounded by the energy. And the energy is totally dependent on the source of the energy, which is Krishna, the Vishaya. So their attraction to Krishna is foremost, it's first. Their attraction to Krishna controls Krishna. This is called Samartha Rati. This is the Rati of the Brijbasis. It completely controls Krishna. And then when we go down different varying degrees, there's Samanjasaha is the queens of Dwarka, and Sadarani is like Kubja. But the gopis, they have this Samartha Rati, which totally controls Krishna. Krishna initially, if there was such a thing as beginning, he's not, actually in Vedagda Madhava it's described that Krishna is not particularly excessively attracted to Radhika until he becomes aware of Radhika's total attraction to him. And then Krishna reciprocates with that attraction to her. But it starts with the Shakti. It's the Shakti, and all these different descriptions that we've been talking about, the different alankas, which are on the limbs, etc., are practically all descriptions of the Sakhis. It's all their moods that we're hearing about, but in relationship to the Vishaya, to Krishna. So all of these different descriptions are all based on Radhika. Actually, my Gurudev has said that if one doesn't have much Radha Nishta, then Krishna is not really so attracted to coming to that person. The more one has this Radha Bhav, the more Krishna is going to be interested to reciprocate with that mood. And the less that Radha Bhav, the less Krishna will be coming close to that mood. So, and we should understand the tattva like I've just described, that it's the Shakti who is encasing the Shaktiman. She's covering her effulgence, the Swarup Shakti is covering the source, the origin, which is Krishna. So now we come to a description today of the Udbashwaras. Yesterday we just read through many different moods, quite extraordinary, this Kila Kinchita, etc., where 7 different moods are rising simultaneously. These are in Radhika. or sometimes in a different gopi also. But Krishna is witnessing these moods. These moods aren't necessarily rising in Krishna. Krishna is like the Vishaya, and I've said before, my Gurudev describes it like a music shop owner who has millions of different instruments, but he can't play any of them. So all these latent bhavs, these emotions, are within Krishna, and they respond to the different sakhis, his energies, who have these emotions. And all of these bhavs can't be contained in a single body of just Sri Radhika. This is why she manifests her Kaya Vyuha into billions of gopis to please her divine lover, Sri Krishna. All in his, for him. So now we come on page 723. Prabhu, I have understood the Alankas. Now please instruct me about Udbashvara. Goswami, when the bhav of the heart is manifest in the body, the manifestation is called Udbashvara. So the heart, coming from the heart into the body. In Madhurya Ras, the Udbashvaras include a slackening or slipping of the drawstrings of one's skirt. This is external. Loosening of the blouse, disarray of the braids, and so on. An affliction in the body, yawning, a flaring of the nostrils, sighing deeply, restlessness, singing, and condemning oneself. That's very interesting. Condemning oneself. That means that there's a mood that we can do better. We can satisfy Krishna more. When one condemns himself, then he can see a shortcoming, and this gives him inspiration, or her inspiration, to increase that mood towards Krishna. Just like Mother Yashoda, she never feels that when Putana, for example, took Krishna away, she, in her heart, was feeling, actually, I don't deserve to have such a child as this, such a beautiful child. How can I be the mother of such a beautiful child? She feels like that. She condemns herself for that. And that's the height of her prem, her Vatsalya prem. So we see here in the gopis this idea of condemning oneself, even though one is exhibiting these Udbashvaras. Vijay, couldn't all the Udbashvaras you have just described be considered the categories of Matayata or Vilas? So this mood of Matayata is described on the other page. Matayata is the intense longing that arises in the Nayika's heart when she receives news about her lover and remembers him. This is Matayata. And Vilas is described at the top of this page 722. A particular suggestive expression of the face and eyes that one makes while moving, standing still, or sitting to bring about union with one's beloved is called Vilas. So he's saying why these Udbashvaras, what is the unique nature of these Udbashvaras? That's what he wants to know. Goswami, they have been described separately because they enhance a special type of beauty, Shobha. This is why. They have an exceptional beauty. Vijay, actually all these are expanded in the Ujjvala Nilamani. As I said before, this is to inspire us into the Ujjvala Nilamani. That's where the descriptions of all these bhavs are very clear and explicit. Also in the Nectar of Devotion by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, there's many descriptions that he gives there. Prabhu, now please kindly explain the Vachika Anubhavs. Goswami, there are 12 types of Vachika Anubhavs: Alap, Vilap, Sanglap, Pralap, Anulap, Aplap, Apalap, Sandesh, Atidesh, Apadesh, Upadesh, Nirdesh, and Vyapadesh. Vijay, what is Alap? Goswami, Alap is pleasing words of flattery. Vijay, what is Vilap? Goswami, Vilap is words uttered out of sorrow. Vijay, what is Samlap? Goswami, Samlap is conversation. Vijay, what is Pralap? Goswami, Pralap is meaningless talk. Like Prajalpa, we say it comes in the same word. Vijay, what is Anulap? Goswami, Anulap means to utter the same words repeatedly. Vijay, what is Apalap? Goswami, Apalap means giving another meaning to words that have already been spoken. Actually, in the discourse between the gopis and Krishna, they're always speaking in riddles to each other. There's practically always, we see in Vidagdha Madhava especially, there's two meanings to every expression that Krishna will say something. And they can either understand it in this meaning or in another meaning. It's called Parokshvad. So there's many different meanings in their conversations with each other. Vijay, what is Sandesh? Goswami, Sandesh is sending a message to one's lover when he has gone to another land. Vijay, what is Atidesh? Goswami, Atidesh is saying, his words are my words. Vijay, what is Apadesh? Goswami, Apadesh is expressing the subject in question through other words and not speaking about it directly. That's also called Parokshvad. Vijay, what is Upadesh? Goswami, the term Upadesh refers to words full of instruction, like we have the Upadeshamrita. Vijay, what is Nirdesh? Goswami, Nirdesh is confessing, I am that very person. Vijay, what is Vyapadesh? Goswami, Vyapadesh is revealing the desire of one's heart on the pretext of saying something else. All these anubhavs are present in all the rasas, but they have been described in this context because the sweetness of Ujjvala ras is more greatly enhanced by these anubhavs. Vijay, Prabhu, why is it necessary to describe the anubhavs separately in the subject of rasa? Goswami, the bhavs in the heart that have arisen from the combination of alamban and udipan are called anubhavs. So we've just discussed the udipan, and previously we discussed the nature of the alamban, are called anubhavs when they manifest on the bodily limbs. This subject cannot be understood clearly without explaining them separately. So that's quite clear, they have to be explained, these anubhavs, separately. Vijay, please be merciful and describe the sattvika bhavs in Madhurya Ras. Goswami, I mentioned the 8 sattvika bhavs, such as stamba, sveda, and so on, while I was talking about ordinary rasa tattva. There are also the sattvika bhavs of this. They are also the sattvika bhavs of this ras, but the examples of these bhavs are quite different in this ras. So we should understand the nature of these sattvika bhavs. It's very important for us to appreciate this particular aspect, because this really helps us to understand Mahaprabhu. Radharani, as I just said previously, is experiencing this Rudha and Adirudha, Mahabhav. Krishna's not. Because of Radharani's immense love and attraction to Krishna, Sokyam Kasyam Mad Anubhavata Kidrisham Vatilovad, she experiences a much greater bliss than Krishna. And that is described in understanding these sattvika bhavs. So what is that experience that she has that's more than Krishna? This Rudha and Adirudha. And it's described that in Rudha Mahabhav, there are 5 blazing sattvika bhavs. We're going to describe the different intensity. So these 5, they can be any of the 8, but they're blazing because there's 5 stages of intensity. There's Domita, Jwalata, Dipta, Udipta, and Sudipta. These are the 5 intensities of this. These sattvika bhavs are when the impressions of the attraction hit the very pran of the jiva, the very pran of the body, the very life air. It affects the life air. Therefore, they're completely spontaneous. There's no control at all with the sattvika bhavs, whereas with the anubhavs, there's some cognition there. But with the sattvika bhavs, there's no cognition. They're completely spontaneous because like the very pran, the life air, has been influenced by the potency of that attraction, and it just acts spontaneously. So Radhika, she experiences so much more of that than Krishna. Krishna doesn't experience Rudha Mahabhav, neither does he experience Adiruddha. Adiruddha is when all 8 Ashtasattvika bhavs are blazing. This is exactly the reason why Mahaprabhu advents, because he wants to taste this Adiruddha Mahabhav that Shri Radhika is tasting, either in separation, Mohan, or in meeting, Madan. And we see the external effect of that when Mahaprabhu tastes that in the Gambhira. And then he becomes like a tortoise. All his limbs come into his body. Or he falls in the ocean. All his limbs become elongated. These are bodily exhibitions of these sattvika bhavs to a very, very, very high degree. And no one else in existence has ever exhibited these types of bhavs before. Mahaprabhu is that Supreme Lord. He is Sri Krishna himself. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Hladini Shakti Asma Ekatmana. He is that one Lord. And he is experiencing at that point this Madan and Mohan. Mostly Mohan, because it's described that in Puri, Mahaprabhu doesn't really taste the meeting aspect. Practically the entire Leela is Vipralamba in Puri. It's all Vipralamba. My Gurudev says practically once or twice it seems like Krishna appears and then his fragrance is left. But principally, Mahaprabhu is experiencing these devastating moods. And another interesting point that we should appreciate is that the height of the separation mood, this Mohanakya Mahabhav, when all 8 sattvika bhavs are blazing, is the same taste and bliss as in Madan. In Madan, there's 8 blazing. In Mohan, there's 8 blazing, so they're the same. So the degree of the bliss is the same. We can understand this. This is like technical, what I'm saying more or less, you know? But this is how it's described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, and my Gurudev also describes this. So these moods are, in meeting and a separation, the same. And Mahaprabhu, he's just experiencing the Vipralamba, because that's what he wanted to experience. Radharani in his Uddhav Kyari for 100 years. What were those moods? When Radharani in Uddhav Kyari goes into one of these high stages of Mohanakya Mahabhav, Krishna in Dwarka, if he's embracing Satyabhama or Rukmini, immediately the effect of that bhav will influence Krishna and he will faint. In Dwarka, it's carried across. So Krishna is, because he's the Vishaya, Krishna is the object. Radhika is the Ashraya. So to understand Mahaprabhu, we need to, it's helpful to understand the nature of these sattvika bhavs, especially in their degrees of intensity, because this constitutes what Mahaprabhu has come to taste. He's come to taste this Adiruddha Mahabhav that he never tasted in Krishna Leela. In Vrindavan Leela, he never tasted that. He was just the recipient of that. Like I described in the beginning today, how Krishna's affection is reciprocal with Shakti Tattva. He's controlled completely by the love of the gopis. And that control is called samartha. That's what samartha means, to control. They have the complete control of Krishna, controlled by love. Krishna will submit to that fully. It's like the nature of Vrindavan itself. In Vrindavan itself, all the Brijvasis, they will control Krishna by their prem. It's their prem that controls Krishna. And they can make Krishna dance, they can make Krishna do anything like that. Krishna is completely submissive to their prem. That prem is of the nature of Shakti Tattva, Swarup Shakti, Swarup Tattva. So that is the understanding of this. So, Goswami, I mentioned the 8 Sattvika bhavs, such as Stamba, Sveda, and so on, while I was talking about ordinary Rasa Tattva. There are also the Sattvika bhavs, they are also the Sattvika bhavs of this Ras. But the examples of these bhavs are quite different in this Ras. Vijay, how are they different? Goswami, you will see that in Braj Leela, becoming stunned, Stamba bhav, arises out of jubilation, harsha, fear, bhaya, wonder, ascharya, despondency, vishad, and indignation, amarsha. So that's fascinating to know how this becoming stunned arises. It arises from jubilation, fear, wonder, despondency, and indignation. Perspiration. So we have earth, water, fire, air, and sky. We have these 5 principal life airs, and they are being affected by the potency, intensity of the love that the Saki has for Krishna. And they're coming into these remarkable states of consciousness due to that. That's why they're completely spontaneous. So this stamba is earth, and then ashru is water, earth, water, and then fire, ashru, and then fire is vaivarnya and sveda, and then what's the next one? Earth, water, fire, air is pralaya, is fainting, and then there is the 5th one, which is sky. It's referenced like that. And that's romancha, kampa, and svarabhed, these 3. Every morning the devotees, they sing when they sing the Guru Vastakam, that Mahaprabhu is experiencing these romancha. Yes, he's in that 2nd verse. Mahaprabhu, Kirtana Nita Gita, romancha kampa, shuta rangabhaja. This is what he's experiencing. And these are Asta-sattvika bhavs, but they are to a certain degree. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very beautifully describing from Ujjvala Nilamani how these bhavs manifest. Stamba bhav arises out of jubilation, harsha, fear, bhaya, wonder, ascharya, despondency, vishad, and indignation, amarsha. So these are powerful emotions that are constituting the stage of stamba. And then perspiration, sveda, arises from jubilation, fear, and anger, krodha. Horripilation, romancha, comes from wonder, jubilation, and fear. Faltering of the voice occurs due to despondency, astonishment, vishmaya, indignation, and fear. Fear seems to... What is the fear in Braj? It's fear of separation. That is the fear. It's not like a mundane fear. where we have any material type of insecurity or something like that. It's not like that at all. It's fear of separation from Krishna. This is the only fear that the Brijbasis have. That's what the fear is. Changing color, Vaivarnya, arises from despondency, anger, and fear. So there's different examples of these in the Ujjvala Nilamani, where it's described in one place about once when Radharani was in the forest, she became overwhelmed with ecstasy by accidentally hearing the sound of Krishna's flute. A gopi friend observed this and immediately ran to Krishna to give the following report. When Radharani heard the sound of your flute, she became covered by a monsoon of perspiration. Her tears became like a great river to slake the heifer's thirst, and her body became covered from head to foot with the blossoming flowers of erect hairs. Stunned and pale, she looked so much like Saraswati, the goddess of learning, that many fools thought that she was Saraswati's deity form, and they began at once to worship her in order to become great scholars. But there's different examples where Radharani will change color, this Vaivarnya, due to ecstasies, these sattvika bhav ecstasies. Shedding of tears, ashru, may occur due to jubilation. So practically all of these, jubilation is the principal initial stage, that high jubilation, that high ecstatic, blissful feeling. Not all, but many. May occur due to jubilation, anger, or despondency. These are powerful emotions. Despondency is very powerful by itself, and anger is very powerful by itself. And jubilation is so powerful. Loss of consciousness, pralaya, may occur due to happiness or distress. So in happiness or distress, this loss of consciousness may appear. Vijay, are there any manifestations of sattvika vikar in this rasa that are different from those in other rasas? Goswami, yes, I've explained the sattvika bhavs known as domayata, jwalita, dipta, and udipta in the context of general sadharana, rasa vichar. In this Madhurya Ras, there is one division of udipta called sudipta. So I already described that. These are the 5 degrees of intensity within the sattvika bhavs, which will constitute the ultimate experience of mohan. That's Akya Mahabhav, that's the ecstasy of separation, or matan, that's the ecstasy of meeting. And they're both the same degree of bliss. That's why we can't say that meeting is higher than separation. We always want Radharani to have meeting, but at the same time, from the Siddhantic point of view, Vipralamba and meeting, Sambhog, are the same, ultimately. They produce the same intoxicating bliss, ultimately. We cannot understand these things, but we can appreciate these things. We can honor these things with our hearts and pray that I'm hearing about these things, I'm learning about these things. And all these things we're learning about is Shakti Tattva. This is what I explained at the beginning. It's all about Radharani. It's all aspects pertaining principally to Radharani's moods. And Krishna is reciprocating with that. Krishna as the Vishaya is reciprocating, but it's Radharani's mood that is initiating all of this. That's why the Gaudiya Vaishnavas hold Sri Radhika in the supreme position. And we always are taking shelter. That's why we were just saying before, we come to Radha Kund. Most people don't say, well, I'm going to Shama Kund. That's not really what people say. So it's Radha Kund that has the attraction today. She is the Shakti. And we were just hearing that in the evening time, Radhakund is all lit up. But Shamkund, there's no lights in Shamkund, it's all dark. So the Brijbasis are appreciating the mood of Shyam and the mood of Radhika. But Radhika has the illumination, she's the Shakti. So try to understand these remarkable distinctions between Krishna and Radhika. And when we understand even a little bit of that, then we can begin to appreciate the nature of Sachinandan Gaura Hari. Because this is what Sachinandan Gaura Hari, Mahaprabhu, has come to give us. Prior to Mahaprabhu's advent, these truths were not talked about. They were practically not there. They were there to some degree, Jaidev, Vichaspati, Yogamangala, something, but not Parakiya. That couldn't be understood. Because Mahaprabhu, he brought this. This is how munificent and kind Mahaprabhu is. When we start to understand this a little bit, the heart will expand in a mood of gratitude towards Mahaprabhu, what he's given, and especially through his flute song, which is coming in the heart of Sri Rupa Goswami. It's Rupa Goswami who is actually taking all of these teachings. Mahaprabhu just gave the Shikshastika, but it was Rupa Goswami who understood this Nijana Rupa. He was qualified to understand the full implication of Mahaprabhu's advent. No one else. And it appears that as we come further into this age of Kali, more of the acharyas have opened up this topic more and more, because we understand previously when Mahaprabhu was chanting that beautiful verse, this Yat Komara Haras Saeva Hiparas Taeva Chaitra Chapas at the Rath Yatra. No one could understand it. Nityananda Prabhu could not understand it. Rai Ramananda didn't understand it. Advaita Acharya didn't understand it. But Rupa Goswami understood it. Why? Because the Manjaris are so close to Radhika. They're closer than the Sakhis. We were describing previously how Radharani, she can slap, she can even kick her Manjaris. They belong to her, they're part of her body. They're her bodily expansions completely. They're her most near and dear. They're most familiar. So they are the ones qualified. So all of our Guru Varga, they are all Manjaris. Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. Sanatana Goswami, Lavanga Manjari. Jiva Goswami, Vilasa Manjari. Raghunath Bhatta, Rati Manjari. Or Rasa Manjari. And then Raghunath Das, Tulsi Manjari. And then Narottam is also Vilas Manjari. Krishna's Kaviraj is also Kasturi Manjari. All Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vinod Manjari. Coming all the way down, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Kamala Manjari. They're all Manjaris. So they're all fully capable and qualified to understand these highest esoteric truths. And that's the line, that's the current that we've hooked into. This Gaudiya Vaishnava line, that's where we've hooked into. So we're receiving this through the bona fide lineage of our Guru Varga, no doubt. And hearing, just simply hearing about these topics will exalt the consciousness to a higher stage of appreciation for Radha and for Krishna and for that Unnata Ujjvala Ras that they experience only, that Mahaprabhu wants to taste. He's come to taste this rag, Prem Ras Nirise Korite Ashvada. That's what he's come to taste. And that swabha, that Anabhitachun Jirat Karunabhatinako, Samadapaitam Unnata Ujjvala Ras. That's what Mahaprabhu has come to taste himself. This is what I'm talking about, these sattvika bhavs. That's what he's come to access. The Rudha and Adi Rudha. In this Sudipta, we've just described these 5 degrees of intensity. And the highest is called Sudipta Bhav. That's when that particular bhav is blazing to its fullest intensity. And Adiruddha Mahabhav is when all 8 of those are blazing simultaneously. And what is the result we see in Mahaprabhu? He became like the tortoise. He became like elongated in the ocean. All his limbs became disjointed. That was the effect. When Mahaprabhu wanted to take Radhika's bhav, Radhika told him, you cannot tolerate my mood. You're in a male body. It's actually understood that female body has more capacity to endure suffering. They have babies for a start, which I can't imagine how much painful that would be. But they have a capacity to be more tolerant even than men. So Radhika is telling Krishna, you will not be able to tolerate. So what does that mean, not tolerate? That means his body could not tolerate those astasatvika bhavs manifesting on him. And all his limbs became contracted like a tortoise. And his eyes were rolled back, he was foaming. Whereas Radhika, when these bhavs hit Radhika, she doesn't have those exhibitions. It's not described anywhere that Radhika experiences those sort of contortions of the body. It's only Mahaprabhu who experiences that, because these are foreign to the male body. They're what the Sakhis will experience, particularly Sri Radhika. So try to understand this whole package, because this helps us to appreciate where we're going, hearing all this rasa tattva. It should be strengthening our nishta in Rupa Goswami, our nishta in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If any of these are taken out of context and just sort of sensationally presented without fully acknowledging Mahaprabhu as the inaugurator or initiator of all these topics, it's Mahaprabhu, because of his experiencing these topics, that Rupa Goswami was able to write about them for us, especially the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and that Ujjvala Lilamani, and also Vidagdha Madhav and Lalita Madhav, and many other books of Rupa Goswami. So this is all about the Sattvika bhavs. Okay, so that's the end of this topic. So I hope you've appreciated something of the Sattvika bhav. Now we're going into another topic of the Vyabhachari bhavs. Prabhu, you have been unlimitedly merciful to me. Now please tell me how the Vyabhachari bhavs are manifested in this rasa. So now we come to and it's not Krishna again who's manifesting all these Vyabhachari bhavs, he's reflecting them. The gopis are manifesting them and he's simply reflecting them. It's an indication of the Sakhi's immense attraction to Krishna. They've controlled him by their love. The Samartarati, they've controlled Krishna by their love. So also these Vyabhachari bhavs are there. So I'll carry on. Almost all of the 33 Sanchari or Vyabhachari bhavs that I've already explained to you, beginning with self-disparagement, nirved, occur in Madhurya Ras. Ferociousness, Ograya, and laziness, Alasya, are the 2 exceptions. So these are not Sanchari bhavs. The Sanchari bhavs of Madhurya Ras have several wonderful features. Vijay, what are they? Goswami, the most fascinating feature is that whatever type of Krishna Prem is present in the friends and elders, Guru Jana, in the other rasas, is also attained as a Sanchari bhav in the Madhurya Ras. In other words, the sthai bhavs of those other rasas act as Sanchari or Vyabhachari bhavs in this rasa. In other words, Vatsalya Ras or Sakya Ras or Dasya Ras, they will act as Sanchari bhavs in Madhurya Ras, which is fascinating. That's what he says, the most fascinating feature. Vijay, what are the other surprising aspects? Goswami, another wonderful point is that the Vyabhachari bhavs in this ras, even those such as marana, death, are not considered direct angas of ras. They're not direct angas, therefore they're sanchari, they're separate, Vyabhachari. The angas are different. Quite logically, in this ras, they have been counted amongst the attributes, the gunas of the ras, not the ras itself. The conclusion is that ras itself is the guni, that which possesses the attributes. And the Vyabhachari bhavs are the attributes guna that it possesses. So there's two divisions, guni and guna. Vijay, how do the sanchari bhavs arise? Goswami, self-disparagement, nirved, arises from distress, aversion, jealousy, despondency, calamity, and offense. So how can any of these moods arise without having the two parties? You have to have the vipaksh and the swapaksh for this jealousy to arise. If there's no Chandrabali, how can jealousy arise? So Chandrabali's position here is most important. How otherwise all these moods will not manifest. There'll be no man in Radha without Chandrabali. If Chandrabali is not there, where will Radha's man be? Vijay, what is the cause of humility? Dainya. So these are sanchari bhavs that he's describing. Goswami, dainya comes from sorrow, fear, and offense. Vijay, how does debility, glani, arise? Goswami, glani is the result of exertion, anxiety, and amorous endeavors. Result, wandering, dancing, and amorous exertion. Vijay, what is the cause of intoxication? Mada. Goswami, mada is induced by drinking honey wine. Vijay, how does pride, garva, appear? Goswami, garva comes from good fortune, beauty, personal attributes, obtaining shelter of the most excellent person, and the attainment of the object of one's desire. This is a transcendental pride, though. This is something very, very beautiful. Not like the perverted reflection of that here. Vijay, what causes apprehension? Shanka. Goswami, the causes of Shanka are theft, offense, cruelty, lightning, ferocious animals, and fearsome sounds. Vijay, how does agitation and uncertainty, aveg, arise? Goswami, aveg is an acute uncertainty about what to do, which arises from seeing or hearing the object of one's affection or of one's aversion. Vijay, what is the cause of madness? Unmad. Goswami, unmad can be caused by excessive ecstasy, mahananda, or by feelings of separation. Vijay, why does confusion or absence of mind, apashmrita, occur? Goswami, apashmrita is the confusion or absence of mind that occurs from utter distress. Utter distress that, like Sri Radhika was experiencing at Uddhav Keri, and that Divyan Mad she experienced speaking to the bumblebee, and those 10 symptoms of Chitra Jalpa manifest, that those mad talks manifest. Vijay, what is disease? Vyadi. Goswami, Vyadi is bodily transformation, such as fever that arises due to apprehension and anxiety. Vijay, what is bewilderment? Moha. Moha is the bewilderment that occurs when the heart is stupefied due to jubilation, separation, and sorrow. Vijay, what is death? Mrityu. Goswami, there is no mrityu in this rasa, only the attempt to die. We see Radhika wants to give up her body, and she tells Vishaka, you wrap my arms around a tamal tree and you leave my body remains in the courtyard of Krishna, so he will walk across me. and she wants to enter the Jamuna. And she's thinking like, but she doesn't actually die. So that this is her thought out of separation. Vijay, what is laziness? Alasya. Goswami, there is also no alasya in this ras. Alasya is pretending to be powerless, although one has energy. However, there is not even the slightest room for alasya in Krishna's service. That's very beautiful. There's no laziness in Krishna's service. Not possible for that to exist. Everything is enthusiastically focused on pleasing the divine couple only, exclusively. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there. You'd be somewhere else. You'd be in Vaikuntha or somewhere else. It may be observed in a secondary sense, though among the opposing elements. So it may be observed in the opposing elements to increase the enthusiasm of the positive elements. Vijay, what is the cause of inertia? Jadya. So I think I'm going to stop here actually, because these will close to the end of the chapter. I can read more. I'll go on. What is the cause of inertia? Jadya. Goswami. Jadya may come about on seeing the object of one's love, on hearing about him, or on seeing something that is most undesirable. Jadya may also arise from feelings of separation. Vijay, what does bashfulness, vrida, occur? Why does bashfulness, vrida, occur? Goswami, vrida occurs due to meeting for the first time, behaving inappropriately, or because of words of praise or contempt. Vijay, what is the cause of avahita, concealing one's nature? This is very prominent amongst the gopis. Krishna wants to break that avahita. Like when he meets them in the Pranaya Gita, Krishna tells them all to go home. And the gopis are mortified. And they want to give up their lives. They scratch the earth. They want to enter Mother Earth because they're so devastated by Krishna's. They interpret his words as harsh. He's asking them why they have come to the forest. Now they've seen the forest, they should go home to their husbands. But this is the most heartbreaking Gita. All the Gits are moods of separation. So Venu Gita, Pranaya Gita, Gopi Gita, Yugal Gita, and Brahmara Gita. They're all moods of separation. So this avahita, concealing one's nature, Krishna wants to break that. Goswami, avahita is caused by treachery, shyness, duplicity, fear, and dignity. Vijay, what is the cause of remembrance, smriti? Goswami, smriti is the result of seeing something similar or due to a fixed habit. Vijay, how does pondering logical possibilities, vitarka, arise? Goswami, vitarka is the result of investigation and doubt. Vijay, what is anxiety, chintya? Goswami, chintya arises from not attaining what one desires and from fear of the undesirable. Should I go on, or do you think I should stop now? We've got another 2 pages to run, but our time is over. So I think we can conclude this on Monday. Otherwise, if I read it quickly, we'll miss much of the sweetness and speciality of it. So these are all going to be descriptions of the various Vyabhachari bhavs. And we'll conclude this section on Monday. And then we'll also, on Monday, we can go directly into the next chapter, which will be Madhurya Ras Vichar and the Staibhav and stages of Rati, chapter 36. So we'll go there on Monday. So tomorrow is the Tirabhav of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Sunday. And I have another class on Sundays, so I won't be here. But we'll meet again on Monday and continue this very nectarian reading from Jaiva Dharma. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Ananta Gauda Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Go Prema Dei. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Vanchakalpa Durubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Vivachan, Patitanam Pavnivyo Vaishnavena.